Hello, my fellow YouTubers and TikTokers. Welcome to Ed Lee Scallon's workshop. Shazam. I got two 12-volt batteries that are charged up to 13 volts each, so it's 26 volts. I'm going to charge this, pretty much was a dead battery. Already hit it a couple times last night, and this morning I'm sitting at 11.10 volts. It started with 2 volts. It was a dead battery that I took out of my car about 2 years ago, or change. And let's put a load on it. Let's use one of these LEDs, and we'll see what the voltage drops down to when you put the load on. And we are at 11:10, so that means she's holding the charge again. She was at 2 and change. Now we're putting the load, and she dropped down from 11:10. Dropping down. It'll probably settle somewhere. That light should go off a little bit at 8 volts or lower, because it's a 12-volt light. But let's go ahead and plug in the 24 volts going into these two separate coils, or bifilar coils. And one coil has a 2N3055, and the other coil has a 2N3055, a Bedini setup, to where the bifilar is triggering itself when you run a magnet past it to click on, and sort of a wheel per se. That's what the Bedini is. But I thought of challenging that system and coming up with opposing Bedini coils, to where when you activate it, that one fires up and puts a magnetic field out. The other one is teased by that magnetic field. When this is collapsing, this one's turning on, and then when this one is collapsing, it's activating this one to turn back on. So it'll have its own oscillation within the frequency of resonancy. And here's the two coils. One's got a drive coils, the thick wire, at 35.1 ohms, and the drive is 5.9 ohms, but the feedback is 35.1 ohms. And the bottom coil, that's the top coil, and the bottom coil is 0.8 ohms as a drive, and only 3.6 as a feedback. Difference in potential there, right? That's how you have to get this thing going. You can't have them evened up, or it's not going to teeter-totter. Let's go ahead and check the volts here. So we've been running down to 9. Okay. I'm going to connect this. That's brighter. We're climbing up. I hear this humming. Like a transformer, just humming. They're turning each other on and off. Now the battery itself with a load is going up. So let's go take the load off, and let's watch the battery do its thing. Now this battery should reach at a certain number, then start go backwards. And that's what you want. We're desulfating this battery that's been sitting on the ground. Not that that matters, plastic casing, for a few years, 2.5 years maybe. And it died, so it would not start the car. Pretty much it builds up with a lot of sediment at the bottom, and that grounds the plates out. So when the plates ground out, it pretty much shortens out the plates, which makes the battery weak. It won't hold much of a charge until eventually it just gives in and won't even turn the motor over. So if we're settling at 13.66, you should start to see this. Once it gets at its highest point, it'll start going backwards. And that's what we do want, because we're hitting this thing with a DC pulse. 24 volts, which is really 26 volts for those two. And we're charging this. And this should start to go down. And that shows me that we're conditioning this battery do proper here. Here it goes, starting to go down. So what we're doing here is we're vibrating the plates. We're knocking the sediment off, and we're bringing the battery back to life. I don't want to sit here much longer and watch this keep going down, but we'll bring it back down to as low as it'll go. And at that point, we'll put it on a regular battery charger. Therefore, with me, I'll use my solar panel and let it take a trickle charge and bring itself back. But it's back to life now. So for never start battery, it's forever start battery now. Then we're bringing it back to life. 13.59 and dropping, I'm sure. 13.58. This is pretty interesting too. You can hear it humming. Hear it humming. Let's see what we got here. We'll put this North magnet. Put this North magnet near it. South facing down. North down, it'll vibrate. Still dropping 13.43 to 13.42. Slowing the wheel down by using the magnet. Leave comments. Hopefully you enjoyed 9 minutes of showing you how to redneck charge a battery. I'm about redneck you can get over here doing this. I love it. Call it some redneck ingenuity. Taking two coils, opposing, creating an oscillating magnetic field. You can feel my ring vibrating. We're charging a dead battery that wouldn't take a charge from anything. Died a long time ago, years ago. And I decided we're gonna do something that's called desulfating. And we desulfated this battery and bring it back to life. And you can see right now, I put the load on it. It's a LED load. Drops it down. And even better, I've got a working motor here, electric motor, which will use more amperage than the LED. So let's go ahead and connect it. So we're doing good here. We're going to need a good deep charge after we condition the battery. We're running it down. It's good though. Battery's getting in to see what it's like to be working again. Running it down. That's good for the battery. So you're putting charge in, you're now pulling it out. And down to 3-point-something volts. So we maintain the 3 volts. Alright, well, that's a start. Didn't do any of this before. Let's turn that off. Now we'll let the battery recondition itself. It's bringing the voltage up now and spiking the battery's plates and shattering off all the sediment in the plates. Thing's still humming. Very little temperature. So like I said, it'll bring it back up at, I guess, the frequency that's running in there and the lack of energy in here. And then it'll taper back down. Leave your comments.